The Buddy Knox Show. Hi, Bud. Surprised to hear from you. What are you doing?
Well, we're doing a rehearsal right now. We're working up some new tunes that we got a lot of requests from kids last week for songs that we just didn't have worked up. I hadn't done some of the songs in years. And the fellows at the Grasslands Hotel here booked the band back in for this week, and I had some work and stuff to do. So I'm going to set in with the guys on the weekend for a little while. And I thought, being as some of the folks had asked for some songs that we didn't know last week, we thought we'd better rehearse them up.
Hey, like what songs are you talking about, Bud?
Well, we're getting Rock Your Little Babe to Sleep Down and Devil Woman and Somebody Touch Me and an old thing Roy Orbison wrote for me about 25 years ago called Rock House. And then we got Lovey Dovey and Ling Ting Tong, I Think I'm Going to Kill Myself. And just a bunch of the old stuff I had out years ago. They're all chart songs and a couple of million sellers in there, but I don't know. We haven't been asked for them in such a long time. I was kind of surprised that the people here in town knew the songs, you know.
Hey, you say you're learning the ones people have requested of you, eh?
Yeah, they requested them last week, and we just didn't have time to work them up, so I thought I'd sit down with the guys this week and rehearse all the songs up. So we'll have them this weekend for them.
Can I request you learn one?
Yeah.
One of my old favorites, A Three-Eyed Man.
Oh, God. I don't even know if I remember that myself.
Can you remember any of the words to that, Bud?
I'm trying to, Cliff Crawford, I think, wrote that song. And if you remember, a lot of years ago, a song called Old Rivers. Remember that?
Walter Brennan
had that out.
You betcha.
And it was a huge hit. Well, the same guy that wrote Old Rivers wrote that Three-Eyed Man for me. And we went into the studio the same time that Walter Brennan went in. And I thought, God, I'm meeting one of the great television and movie actors of all time in the studio, you know. And he's just such a gorgeous old gentleman, I couldn't believe it. And he had a heck of a hit record out on Old Rivers. But the same guy wrote Three-Eyed Man for me years ago.
Hey, do me a favor and tell the folks a couple of lines out of that song, if you can recall any of the lines. Maybe 2 or 3 of the lines as part of a verse.
Let's see. Go and tell it to a three-eyed man, a garbage can, a talking tree, and if they don't agree. It's really a heavy song.
Weird stuff. I was on London Liberty out there. Yeah, right.
I think he'd been smoking funny cigarettes or something when he wrote it.
Oh, Walter Brennan wouldn't stand for that. So
no, he wouldn't.
So what's happening then? You're really getting into the graffiti thing now.
Well, it's a format I've always kept, Al. You know, I've pretty well stayed with 50s rock and roll because it's always been my music over the years. And we do a little country rock because I like to lean a little bit into country music. And I leave the other music up to the fellas in the band because that's more their bag, and they get into a little more modern rock. And we thought we'd go in and work up a couple of bluegrass songs like "Roll in My Sweet Baby's Arms" and things like that, and just kind of give us a good variety of songs. We do polkas and everything else. You know, anything the folks want to hear, we got it down pretty well, I think. And I got a good bunch of guys in the band called Amarella, and it's a good band.
Who are the guys? Give them a quick plug.
Okay, Kevin Nichols is our band leader and our lead guitar player, and he does most of the vocals, and he does the front work and everything. He's from Vancouver. And Dwight Thompson is a bass player, and he's the co-band leader, and he does some of the vocals. And pretty well, Dwight's our man about the band. He takes care of everything, and he runs everything. He's sort of the boss on stage. And Dwight comes in from Calgary. And Barry Campanelli is from Winnipeg, I think, and he's our keyboard player. And I tell you, the little kid just plays everything in the world. He's got black and white keys on it, and he's really good. And big sound in the back of the band is dirty old Randy McCann. And I think Randy comes in from, Randy is from Winnipeg or Calgary, I'm not really sure, but he's our drummer in the band. He also sings. All the guys sing except Barry. And Barry's got his hands full back there with piano, so we don't bug him too much about singing.
What do they call the band, Bud?
It's called Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Yeah, it's named after a town right near my hometown down in Texas, a place called Amarillo, Texas.
Ah, know it well.
Yeah,
I stayed there one night.
Well, it's cowboy country down there, you know, and Charlie Daniels and all those dudes hang out around Amarillo and down in Dallas, and I grew up with all those guys. So, but instead of going into straight fiddle type music and steel guitar music, I sort of chose to stay with 50 style rock and roll and a little country rock. It's more my type music.
Right. I would like to ask you a couple of questions before we play a record by Buddy Knox.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you a little bit about some of your children who live in Nashville. I was talking to you the other day. We were down just gabbing, the two of us, and you mentioned, I think you should be very proud of your family, and I think we should talk about them just a tiny bit.
Well, thank you. Well, I tell you, my oldest boy, he's Buddy Wayne Knox Jr., so I played a dirty trick on him, named him after me. And he's in the University of Tennessee right now. He's on the university's karate team, and I guess he's a black belt now in karate. He's been studying karate for a lot of years. And he does good in school. He's about 6'1" or 6'2", and he's blonde-headed and blue-eyed. Doesn't look a thing like me. He's really good looking. I better check around. I don't know where he come from. But his mother was a very pretty lady. We're divorced now, and I'm remarried, but his mother was a very pretty lady. And my little girl is 16 years old.
She's just about 17 now, I guess. And she's in the Miss Tennessee contest to go into Miss Teen America. So she's a very pretty little girl. And I'm pretty proud of her. And my youngest guy is, I guess he's about 13 now. I don't see the kids but once or twice a year, so it's, I kind of get out of touch with him once in a while. And my youngest guy, his name is Michael, and he's a male model. And the little guy models for Sears and Roebuck catalogs and for pennies and for sports magazines down into Nashville, Tennessee, and around that area. And the little guy is socking his money away and making pretty good money. So I'm pretty proud of my kids.
You're telling me you're going to put him on the album?
Yeah, Michael, I took a picture of him, and we recorded a new album in England. And his picture came out so well and so unusual, and he looked so good on it that I thought I'd just blow his picture up and put it on the front of the album. And we decided just to call the album My Daddy Sings Rock and Roll. And then I thought I'd slap one of my bearded pictures on the back of it. But his picture's so much better than mine, I thought I'd put his out front. Now, I'm pretty proud of my kids. They're a good bunch of kids.
Did we miss anybody, Bud?
Well, I've got 4 adopted kids, but they're grown and gone, and a couple of them are engineers, and the 2 girls are married, and pretty proud of them. I just don't see them very often anymore because they're, they got their own family life and everything going. I see them maybe once a year, once every 2 years, something like that. And I stay in touch with them pretty close.
Hey, Bud, I want to play one of your songs, and I know you're in rehearsal right now. I think you're rehearsing for tonight's show, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we were working up an old song called Rock House that...
the buddy, the Roy Orbison one you're telling us about.
Yeah, Roy wrote the thing for me about, good lands, 1955, I guess.
I wish I had known you were going to talk about that song, because it's sitting on my desk, one of your early LPs, the one with the sweater on it called Buddy Knox.
Well, that thing was the #1 played song in Winnipeg for about 3 years because a guy named PJ, the DJ, used it for his theme song for his show. And every day he'd open up with that old record of Rock House of mine. And he started getting so darn many requests for it that he'd have to play it during his program, too. So every time we go to Winnipeg, we got to play that song or I get my throat cut.
Next time you come on the program with us, buddy, I'm going to ask if you and I can sing a duet on Rock House.
Okay, that'd be great.
I've never sung a duet with you yet.
That'll be an experience, Al, I'll tell you.
For you, I tell you it would be. Because I can't sing, man.
Well, I ain't done so good myself right now.
Don't put us on. Buddy, introduce Party Doll for us.
Okay, this is a song that I wrote back in about 1948, and it took us till about 1957 to get it into a recording studio, and we didn't have a set of drums, and we used a cardboard box with a microphone stuffed up in it, wrapped with cotton. And it was the first song I ever recorded and the first song I ever wrote, and it turned out pretty darn good for us. It's an oldie called Party Doll.
There's our buddy. Buddy Knox, the man from Happy, Texas, playing tonight and again tomorrow night at the Tack Room in the Grasslands Hotel.